Hello. I'm David Magard. This is Property Value, where we talk about commercial real estate focused on South Florida. So let's get into this and let's talk some real estate headlines. First one up, strong renter demand in key Florida downtowns is leading to record investment activity. This chart that's in front of you states apartment sales volume surging in urban cores of key Florida markets. On the left side of the chart, it shows the transaction volume in millions. And as you see, 2012 is where it starts and goes to 2021. And we see all that activity. Green is Tampa. Orange is Orlando. And blue is the trailing, which is downtown Miami, where I am. Tampa is on fire compared to these other markets, but I mean, these other markets are also robust. The article states there has been a degree of uncertainty over the past couple years regarding the long-term desirability of living in an urban core post-pandemic. Remember, everyone was living in an urban core. The downtown areas were filling up. Everybody wanted to live in smaller quarters, more amenities, get outside. And the pandemic hit, and everyone started suffering and saying, how can I live in this 300, 400, 500 square foot property? I need to get to the suburbs. And that drove demand out there. But so this is the article. However, recent leasing and investment trends indicate such concerns about urban areas haven't yet materialized in Orlando, showing those. Wow. Renter demand in downtown Orlando and its urban core has been stronger in the past 2 years than it ever was pre-pandemic. So it's the opposite. The urban core got stronger because of the pandemic, with average asking rents up 17% year over year and net absorption. That 17% we see across the board nationally, rents have increased even more in some areas. The difference between move-ins versus move-outs, topping 1,900 units during the same period. 1,900 more move-ins than move-outs, while the district's vacancy rate is nearly double the Orlando apartment market average. Overall, it has dropped by 400 basis points in the trailing 12-month period, while the district's vacancy rate is nearly double, which means that Orlando's probably, I bet, somewhere that's going to tell us probably somewhere around 2%, and the district is probably 4%. So it says double, which is the author Lisa McNatt, who's writing this, it's being a little dramatic, but we'll see. It says the trends in downtown Orlando are similar to what's playing out in urban cores. Other key Florida markets, both the Tampa and the Miami areas, have experienced remarkable residency in the face of potential adversity, boosted in no small part by escalating pricing pressures within Florida heated single-family home market. Okay, so net absorption of apartment units in downtown Miami accounts for 1/3 of all absorption in greater Miami market, 1/3 going to downtown. Asking rents are $600 above the market's average. $600, can you imagine? Oh, we're going to increase your rent by $600. Add to that fact that 37% of all new development activity in the market is in downtown Miami. Then again, it's all walkable. Vibrant area that offers a short commute from those who work in the core office nodes of Brickell, where I am right now, and downtown proper. Tampa's urban core is experiencing its own surge in apartment demand, aided in large part by the continuing development of $3 billion Channelside area, significant improvements to pedestrian areas along the Riverwalk, the arrival of second grocery in the downtown area, and immediate accessibility to the area. Asking rents in downtown Tampa are averaging $2,400 per month, a marked premium over the market's average $1,600, and a far cry from the average rent of $1,900 per month seen just 2 years ago. So they're up to 24, started at 16. What a jump. Renter demand is surging in all three metro areas at the same time, in which they have ranked among the top cities in the country for home price appreciation. As long As long as potential buyers are priced out of the single family market, which is occurring at a feverish pace across the state, multifamily owners will continue to find reason to push rents. All these trends are attracting investment capital at a record level. Multifamily transaction volumes has been remarkably robust over the past year, and the final quarter of 2021 set a record for quarterly transaction volume in the downtown areas of Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. Each of these urban locales accounted for well over 400 million in total transaction volume during the fourth quarter. The collectively investment activity in the three areas totaled 1.3 billion. Considering the current pace of investment taking place in the first quarter of 2022, it doesn't appear as though the investment activity or renter demand, for that matter, will abate in the near future. The recent sale of an upscale mid-rise 55 West apartment tower at 55 West Church Street in downtown Orlando just traded for $150 million, a new high watermark for the urban core. So there you go. Tampa's outpacing the rest of Florida, but Orlando and Miami are quick behind it. Got another, I love talking about this, and this says, what is the future of crypto and prop tech in Miami? And this is from BizNow, and they're always promoting, says, find out at their BizNow March 17th event here in Miami. Beautiful picture of the skyline. So this article states cryptocurrency is used to purchase everything from valuable works of art to cheap cups of coffee. Despite its massive rise in popularity, however, many commercial real estate professionals appear to be taking a wait-and-see attitude on blockchain technology. The digital ledger system that records crypto transactions that some believe could bring greater ease and transparency to commercial real estate. They may not want to wait too long, however, because some observers predict crypto could soon be used in as many as 50% of real estate transactions. Whether it becomes commonplace for contracts to be recorded on the blockchain as non-fungible tokens, or people begin snapping up virtual buildings in the metaverse, some CRE professionals see an immediate and growing opportunity in leasing brick and mortar spaces to cryptocurrency firms. One of these pioneers is Moish Mana, president of development company Mana Common, who made headlines when he began to target blockchain companies as tenants for some of his brick and mortar office properties in Miami. Mana is one of our big clients here at Colliers. We love working with him and his crew. Mana will be the keynote speaker at BizNow's live event, Crypto and Prop Tech in Miami on March 17th. To learn more, go to the biznow.com website and check that out. Cryptocurrency in Miami and commercial real estate. Next article. Oh, yeah, today is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. And headline from the Real Deal South Florida Real Estate News. This was, I guess, cheers for if you're a hospitality owner here in Miami Beach. It says, pour some more. Judge blocks the Miami Beach's 2 a.m. alcohol sales ban during spring break as bars and hotels cheers. In a court win for the owners of the Clevelander Hotel, which is located on the famous Ocean Drive in front of Miami Beach, says Clevelander Hotel and Story nightclub booze will keep flowing until 5 a.m., which has been in Miami's entertainment district during spring break. Miami-Dade Circuit Court Judge Beatrice Butchko granted the Clevelander a temporary injunction on Tuesday that blocks the city of Miami Beach from forcing nightlife venues to shut off beer and liquor sales at 2 a.m. between March 7th and March 21st, the peak weeks when thousands of college-age tourists flock to South Beach. The city plans I don't know why I always do that. That's not what I'm trying to do. There we go. The city plans to appeal the ruling, which also benefits Story, whose owners also have a pending motion for a temporary injunction. In November, voters approved a non-binding ballot question to move up alcohol serving hours for bars and nightclubs to 2 a.m. from 5 a.m. So it's been typical 5 a.m. forever on these corridors where these bars and nightclubs are located, but the surrounding residents wanted to up the have the bars and nightclubs close earlier at 2 a.m. as a measure to tamp down raucous mayhem in the city's Art Deco entertainment district. The measure is also widely supported by a majority of 7-member Miami Beach City Commission, including Mayor Dan Gelber. The city is evaluating several proposals to make 2 a.m. last call permanent in most parts of Miami Beach. Butchko's ruling is the latest twist in an ongoing lawsuit filed last year by the Clevelander Ocean, an affiliate of Montreal-based Jester Group, which owns the Clevelander South Beach at 1020 Ocean Drive. In June, the judge also sided with the Clevelander by ruling that the commission acted illegally when it held a vote temporarily to roll back alcohol sales to 2 a.m. in the entertainment district last year. The area between Collins Avenue and Ocean Drive, from 5th to 15th Streets, the city has an appeal pending before the 3rd District Courts of Appeals. On Monday, developer, and Fountain Blue Miami Beach hotel owner Jeffrey Sofer and nightlife David Grudman joined the legal fracas to maintain the 5 a.m. last call. The operating entity for Story nightclub at 136 Collins Avenue in the city's south of 5th neighborhood sued the city to stop enforcement of Spring Break 2 a.m. last call. Sofer is the manager of Amnesia Investor LLC, which owns Story's operating entity, according to the corporate records. Grudman opened Story in 2012 and co-owns the party spot with Sofer. The duo are also partners in Live nightclub at the Fountain Blue Miami Beach. The land in the building where Story operates out of is not owned by Sofer or Grudman. Sofer was unavailable for the comment. Paul Schweip, an attorney representing Story's operating entity, declined comment. In February 28th, motion for a temporary injunction. Story's operating entity accuses city commissioners of ignoring Butchnick's prior ruling that stated approval of the 2 a.m. rollback required 5 affirmative votes. The city commissioner approved the latest rollback by a 4-3 vote. Story's operating entity alleges that Miami Beach elected officials ignored the advice of the city manager and city attorney, and they would wait for a ruling on the city's appeal. Miami Beach spokesman said the city will also appeal Butchnick's last ruling. In a statement, Gelber defended the city commission's continued push to cut off booze at 2 a.m. We are obviously disappointed, Gelber said. Our city seems to be held hostage by a handful of night bars whose business model foments the disorder and chaos that endangers our residents, visitors, and police officers. Dun, dun, dun. We'll see what happens with that. What ruling goes in favor, 2 a.m. booze or 5 a.m. booze? And South Florida Business Journal. Can't get this. Oh, there we go. Let's go to here. Let's go to this one. This is from South Business Journal. Steve Ranweski, staff writer, Orlando. As commercial real estate, what's the title? It says crowded South Florida commercial real estate market pushes attention elsewhere. We saw where it's going. It's going to Tampa, or probably some of these cities that line Orlando, some of these big metros like Tampa and Orlando. As commercial real estate development and sales continue to mirror the migration patterns that fuel Metro Orlando's growth, commercial real estate professionals in another nearby growth area continue to take notice and see opportunity. Marcio Bello, managing director for Miami-based Waterstone Capital LLC, said he's not alone among South Florida developers who feel their gaze shifting north. There's no land here in South Florida, Bello recently told Orlando Business Journal. Where else is there to go but Orlando, which is an amazing city? Pricing for land is more reasonable comparatively in Central Florida, said Bello, who added that his firm, the developer of a a proposed 448 unit multifamily project adjacent the Tupperware Sunrail station wants to do more projects in Orlando. The location in Central Florida is strategic for a lot of industries. It's not only tourism, it's technology, medical. Orlando is primed for development. That a developer in South Florida might be thinking that way, that about Orlando, is not surprising to Brad Cushton, a founding principal with a Palm Beach Gardens-based campus. Palm Beach Gardens, located in Palm Beach County, South Florida. Cuskin recently brokered the sale of a Lake Mary office building to a South Florida developer based out of Lake Worth. He said the competition in South Florida market, particularly with capital and interest flowing in from out of state, is driving some local players there to seek opportunities in Central Florida. Down here, it's a knife fight. There's so much more money coming from up north. Investors are bullish on Orlando on all metrics, Cushton said. So, as we read headlines about how hot the South Florida market is and how low capital costs are and what the rent growth is, South Florida, or market price per square foot, there's also a backlash now to developers who are saying that it's too competitive to even be here. And now they're still staying in Florida, but they're looking for other places such as Orlando or Tampa. But Tampa's hot as well. Orlando has more land. It's kind of like Atlanta, Georgia, where the sprawl can go outward from the city, where Tampa is more along the West Coast and South Florida is up against the Everglades on the west and the Atlantic Ocean on the east. So it makes it pretty organic for developers to think about Orlando. And out from Orlando, you can go to the coast, which you have Vero Beach, or up from there in Satellite Beach, or down from south of Vero is Fort Pierce. So we see a lot of movement going up from Florida into three counties, Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach, and heading up to these other places. Now, I wouldn't think that Orlando is such a big stretch, but maybe some of these cities and towns around Orlando could get a good bump. Let's take a look at the Wall Street Journal markets. U.S. 10-year Treasury Note. Today it's at 1.859. It did breach that, I think the highest. Let's see, this is daily. So we breached that 2% mark back in February 24th, 25th. It's been on a downward since March 1st, March 2nd, went down to 1.7. Now it seems like it's evening out around that 1.8 mark. I was sitting with a commercial loan originator yesterday, speaking about capital to finance an asset, and he was quoting the 10-year. Theirs was 3.5 to refinance was 3.5 above the 10-year, making that, 3, 4, that's 4. You're talking about 5.1 to refinance an asset in South Florida. Well, that was actually in Central Florida. Let's take a look at, this is, if you're going to buy, so it says today's national mortgage rate trends. This website is Bankrate. It says 30-year fix. National average is at 4.2. For today, Thursday, March 3rd, 2022, the average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is 4.27, up 2 basis points over the last 7 days. If you're looking to refinance your current loan, the national average 30-year refinance rate is 4.21. Not much of a difference. 6 basis points. Up 1 basis point since the last week. Meanwhile, the average 15-year fixed refinance rate is 3.48, up 4 basis points over the last week. Whether you're looking to buy or refinance, Bankrate has often has offers well below the national average to help you refinance your home. Now I'm doing commercial. instead of just looking at the data. So that's it. 4.2 bank rate, 10 years out of 1.856. Commercial real estate professionals looking for cheaper opportunities in Central Florida. We've got the judge ruling for let the drinks pour to 5 a.m. on Miami Beach along the Collins Avenue, Ocean Drive, south of 5th corridors. Future crypto seems like it's here in commercial real estate. There was a big sale. Schooner Bronin, who is the Justin Bieber's old time manager, he just sold his place in Austin. Complete crypto transaction. It happened yesterday. And strong renter demand leading Tampa. Orlando's strong behind it with Miami. I'm David McGard. This was Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. On Property Value, we talk about commercial real estate focused on South Florida. Have a great day.